Hello everybody, I'm Techie Plays and welcome back to some MTG Arena. We're doing another pack opening stream, and in one of the last ones, either the last one or the one before that, I ordered on TCG Player physical copies of a card that I got from one of these packs. And they did come in, and here is the full foil playset of Volt Charge. A quick reminder is that it's a 3-drop instant. Volt Charge deals 3 damage to any target, and then you proliferate. So, yeah. And it actually has the proliferate description. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it. In parentheses. That way I don't forget. So, I don't know if there's a print of this card that doesn't have that description, but right now these are the only cards that I own that do the proliferate thing, and it reminds me of what that is. So, very helpful. Before we actually get to the March of the Machines, or March of the Machine and the Aftermath packs, we do have things in our inbox, so we will quickly check them. Your first clue for the murder thing that's going on right now in Karlov Manor. So we claim you've got 3 murders at Karlov Manor packs, so we add that to the docket of things that we need to open. And then a weekly announcement. Okay, so that's why we check the inbox first, because that has been our primary source of adding on to this series, because I haven't really loaded up a whole bunch of coin or whatever and got a whole bunch of packs or whatever. I've just kind of been doing 3 at a time, and they've kind of just stacked up, because there have been times where I've played with Garrett or Logan, and they just give me packs when I log in. So, I believe there is a cat playing with a bag. Allow me to investigate. Is Kitty doing something he's not supposed to? No, he's just walking. Okay. I have a couple of things in the back behind the shelves. There is space behind the shelves, by the way, but I use that for kind of storage, other than the shelf storage. But there's some storage back there, and something is stored in a plastic bag, and Mr. Garfield has decided that he wanted to walk across that area for a while, and he's doing it again. I think he's doing it just to annoy me. Anyways, let's get back to not the decks. But they ordered things differently. Yeah, apparently I have a bunch of not okay anymore. Just about everything is not legal anymore. So we'll have to redo some things. Anyways, we're here for the packs, not the decks. We're here for March of the Machine, and we will be doing the Aftermath as well. So let's open it up, and as always we will start from the bottom left and work our way to the top right. This time we've got 2 unrevealed cards. So here, okay, we will work our way to the top right from the bottom left, but we will skip the bottom right card to do both at the end. So we'll just do these 3, these 2, then reveal and reveal. I know it's kind of an odd way, but I was not suspecting such a thing. I always thought it was just one card that we would do with. But anyways, the first one is a land, so it's going to be really simple. Blossoming Sands. Blossoming Sands enters the battlefield tap. When blossoming sands enter the battlefield, you gain 1 life. You tap to add either green or white mana. I'm going back to using the colors instead of the land names because simplicity. I did a whole thing, I think, on the last one, where I was like, let's just use the forest and the plains, and I was on one, I'm not anymore. It's simpler this way. So, the next one is Disturbing Conversion, which is a 2-drop enchantment aura. It has flash. An enchant creature, when Disturbing Conversion enters the battlefield, you may each player mills 2 cards. Pretty useful. An enchanted creature gets -X -0, where X is the number of cards in its controller's graveyard. Interesting. Probably not one that I would use. Okay, we've got Atraxa's Fall, which is a 2-drop sorcery. Destroy target artifact, battle, enchantment, or creature with flying. Oddly specific with that last one. Also not sure. I'm unfamiliar with a battle that might come up later in this stream. But I'm currently unfamiliar with a battle. Especially one that you can destroy. So we'll probably get to that. We've got a common wild card, and we've got Oracle of Tragedy, which is a 2-drop creature, human wizard. When Oracle of Tragedy enters the battlefield or dies, choose one. Either draw a card, then discard a card, or shuffle up to 4 target cards with mana value of 3 or greater from your graveyard into your library. And it is a 1/3. Now, for the first reveal, we got Thalia, Guardian of Thraben. It is a 2-drop legendary creature, human soldier, and it's got a very nice border. Has first strike, non-creature spell cost 1 more to cast. And it is a 2/1. That seems like a detriment more than a help, but oh well. It's a white mana card, so probably not going to see much of any use. Yeah. Did I skip over this Scornblade? I think I did. I got in so much of a hurry. Scornblade Berserker is a 1-drop creature, human berserker. Backup 1. Pay 1 mana of any color. Sacrifice this creature, draw a card, and it's a 0/1. Okay, now that that's back out of the way. Oh. Hey, look, the battle thing came up. Imagine that. Invasion of Alara. Okay, it is a... Why is this vertical and that horizontal? And then the other side vertical. Like, you guys see... Okay, see the card here? It's vertical. But when I hover over it, it becomes a horizontal card. I don't get it. They could have just made one side look like this and the other side look like the thing on the far left. Did I have the right and left backwards earlier? Because I think I had them backwards. I might be on one today. So the transforms into is the right side of the screen, and the actual card itself here is on the left side of the screen. And I think I had myself turned around earlier. So I apologize for that. We go from the bottom right hand to the top left. Usual. With the exception of this pack, because we had 2 to reveal, and we skipped over one of the other cards. Okay. But also, still very odd that the both a horizontal and vertical version of the same side, and then the other side's still vertical when they could have just made them both. Because I see them both. I'm just having it. You know what I need? I need to take a nice drink of this and this Rise fuel. Sorry for peeking the mic, but it's the blue raspberry sour punch flavored. Yes, it is. Oh my. That was my first time trying it. So, yeah. Kind of an interesting gamble to try a new energy drink on stream, knowing full well that if I didn't like it, I would still be stuck with it for the rest of the stream. Today's a whole thing today. Anyways, Invasion of Alara is a one of every mana drop card. It is a battle, as previously referred to in this stream. It is a siege. When Invasion of Alara enters the battlefield, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile 2 non-land cards with mana value 4 or less. You may cast one of those 2 cards without paying its mana cost, put one of them into your hand, then put the other cards exiled this way on the bottom of your library in any random order. Okay. And it has 7. Oh, I don't know. I'm brand new to this battle thing, so I don't know what to call that number. So I'm just going to say it has a 7. Of what? I don't know. Anyways, this card transforms into a sorcery known as Awaken the Maelstrom. Awaken the Maelstrom is all colors. Target player draws 2 cards. You may put an artifact card from your hand onto the battlefield. Create a token that's a copy of a permanent you control. Distribute 3 +1/+1 counters among 1, 2, or 3 creatures you control. Destroy target permanent an opponent controls. That is a lot. Okay. So let's learn a little bit about a battle. If you already know, then you can ignore me for a moment. But I don't know, so I'm reading it for myself and those who else don't know. Yes. A battle is a permanent type that enters with defense counters. Okay, if I would have read this first, it has the 7. It has the 7 defense counters. So we have. It has 7 defense counters. Okay. As a siege battle enters, your opponent will be chosen to protect it while you can attack it. Damage removes its defense counters. When the last counter is removed, exile it, and then it can cast it transformed. Okay. So... okay. This is interesting to me. Like, this is something different. It's a permanent that you control, but you want to attack, and your opponent wants to defend it, which is an odd role reversal that I think it's very interesting. If it wasn't like an every mana card, because I don't want to run a 5-color deck. That, ooh. I actually built a no color deck in real life. It is not tournament legal in any way means necessary. It is a commander deck in which the commander is Platinum Angel. For those who don't know what that card does, it is basically like when it's on the field, I can't lose and the enemy can't win. So it is that big of a yeah. Oof. But yeah, it's an artifact, a colorless artifact creature, I think. So that would mean if I wanted it as a commander of a commander deck, they all have to share the same color identity as found in my commander. So that would mean the entire 100 card deck has to be colorless. And that, yeah, I bought a lot of packs of cards specifically to try to get some artifacts and artifact creatures and stuff like that, all colorless, and then I got to get all the colorless mana. And I can't have more than one of the same kind because almost all of them like are individual cards instead of like the base mana. I can't use normal lands or not. I can't use basic lands because pretty much all of them are color. So yeah, it was a time, but I did it. It's actually in the drawer of my desk. But we're not here about those cards. We're here for these cards. So, another twofer. Okay, so same as before, we will try to go across the bottom, skip this one, not both of these, go across the top, then work down. Unless it would make more sense to do the bottom row, then reveal, and then do the top row, and then reveal. I'm not hearing any no's, so we'll experiment around. Last time we skipped around and ended up skipping an extra card that we had to get back to. So let's just go across like normal. So starting with Converter Beast is a 4-drop creature Phyrexian Beast. I was unaware that we were still dabbling with the Phyrexian creatures, being since this is no longer the Phyrexia stuff. Oh well. When Converter Beast enters the battlefield, incubate 5. It is a 0/1. Incubate 5, create an incubator token with 5+1/+1 counters on it and 2 mana to transform this artifact. It transforms into a 0/0 Phyrexian artifact creature. So it transforms into a 0/0 Phyrexian artifact creature, but it still has the 5+1/+1 token counters on it. So that would make it a 5/5 out of the gate. I don't know. That would. Okay. And that's the Phyrexian artifact creature token. Okay. And then I'm just going to, the incubator token has 5/1/1 counters on it. So when you transform it, I'm assuming that those counters stay. That way it's a 5/5 because it'd be really dumb to have a 0/0 creature. Because I would assume that would die immediately. So it has no health, so it's gone. But it is whatever. Okay, moving on, it is Unseal the Necropolis, which is a 3-drop instant. Each player mills 3 cards, and then you return up to 2 creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. Ah. I mean, that kind of makes up for having you mill the cards too, because like it says each player mills 3 cards. So let's say you're playing with 4 people. All 4 people you're playing in a game of 4 people, because the way I worded it before made it sound like there was a total of 5. Okay, you're playing a game with in total there are 4 players, including you. All 4 players, including you, have to mill those 3 cards. But you alone can return up to 2 creatures from your graveyard to your hand. So if you milled 3 creatures, or any number of 2 or 3 creatures from those 3 cards, you get 2 of them back. I mean, you could get 1, but that would get... yeah. I'm not getting into specifics on that. But it has a nice little, like, okay, everyone, screw everybody. But the person who played this card, you have a little bit of a something something for your troubles. That kind of deal. Okay. Once again, I see that there's a... Is it gonna do this with every battle card? It's like it shows it as a vertical card, and then when I hover over it, it itself becomes a horizontal card with a vertical card other side to it. Doesn't make any sense. But yeah, I'm not gonna dwell on it. I'm not gonna bring it up any farther. I've done hashed it out now. Anyways, Invasion of Eldraine is a battle siege. When Invasion of the Eldraine enters the battlefield, target opponent discards 2 cards. And it has 4 defense counters. And it transforms into Prickle Fairies, which is creature fairy with flying. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, if that player has 2 or fewer cards in hand, Prickle Fairy deals 2 damage to them. That one might be nice to have, and it's a 2/2. Right. First reveal. Galta and Mavrin, which is a 7-drop legendary creature, dinosaur vampire. Go on. Legendary creature, a dinosaur vampire. Wow. Has trample. I'd expect as much. Whenever you attack, choose one. Either create a tapped and attacking XX green dinosaur creature token with trample, where X is the greatest power among other attacking creatures, or create or X 1/1 white vampire creature tokens with lifelink, where X is the number of other attacking creatures. And it's a freaking 12/12. I think that is the highest base toughness and power that I have seen on a card. I need to take a picture. I save for later. Okay. That actually is that's a beefy card. That's a very beefy card. Okay, so we are going to go to top with Etched Familiar. Is a 3-drop artifact creature, Phyrexian Fox. So we got 2 Phyrexian cards. I don't know why I didn't think of that word. But we got 2 Phyrexian creatures in this deck, in this pack. I was not expecting any for the March of the Machine, because it's not Phyrexia anymore. But regardless, 3-drop. I already said that. When Etched Familiar dies, each opponent loses 2 life, and you gain 2 life. And it's a 3/2. Oh. I feel like a full playset of that. And just swing like crazy. It's like if it dies, you win. Not you don't win the game. Like you win that interaction. Wow, that's the first card I just want to send a whole playset out to the slaughter with. I'm gonna take a picture of that one as well. I take pictures of ones that interest me and may actually be ones that I want to order, like I did with the what was it called? Volt Charge. So alright, moving on, we've got Bonded Herd Beast, which is a 5-drop creature beast. You pay 4 of any color mana, and then 1 Phyrexian mana. Here we are with it. Why is there so much Phyrexian stuff in a different expansion? I don't understand it. But I'm not gonna knock it either. So. I ain't gonna be mad. But you have to pay a Phyrexian mana, which can be paid with either a red mana or 2 life. So, oof. You can transform Bonded Herd Beast, activate only as a sorcery, and then it transforms into Plated Kiln Beast, which is a creature Phyrexian beast, and it has menace. It goes from being a 4/5 to a 7/5. Well, alright then. It also goes from being just a green card to a red and green card, but that really doesn't make too much of a difference. Right, moving on, we've got Glistening Deluge, which is a 3-drop sorcery. All creatures get -1/-1 until end of turn. Creatures that are green or white get an additional -2/-2 until the end of turn. So, green and white cards get a total of -3/-3 until the end of the turn. So anything that has less 3 or less toughness is just dead. Which I think might be the point. Alright, so we got one last card of the pack. Oh. Can I get a whole deck with that art style? That is wow. Alright. Gitaxius Core Augur. It is a 10-drop legendary creature, Phyrexian Praetor. Has flash. At the beginning of your end step, draw 7 cards. each opponent's maximum hand size is reduced by 7. And it's a 5/4. Whoa. Okay. Hold on. You've got... That is an OP card. I mean, granted, yes, it's a legendary creature. So, of course it's gonna be. But I wasn't expecting that. That is OP. I am definitely going to need to get me one of those. I did take a picture. Holy hell. I could make a mono blue commander deck with that as the commander. It's a legendary creature, and if I make it a mono blue deck that follows all the rules, and having that commander out, granted, that's a 10 drop, so it's expensive. But if you got a mono blue, you don't have to worry about not having enough of certain color mana. You can just... That's one of my main things with when I first started. I played mostly mono colored decks, just because like getting creatures out is so much faster, because you don't have to be like, oh, I keep pulling blue mana and I've only gotten 1 red mana and I've got so many cards in my hands that cost such and such blue and 2 or more red mana, and I can't play half my hand because I only have 1 red out on the field, and like doesn't matter how many blue I have at this point, kind of thing. So I used to be big on doing I lost the word for it. Mono. It used to be monocolored decks was my go-to because of that problem. Now, granted, I've learned to like use other mechanics from other colored mana, so having dual or 3 colored decks are something that I do quite a bit now. But yeah, I could easily make a freaking commander, a mono blue commander deck from that, and it would be savage. It would be absolute savage. But we are going to continue, as much as I would like to continue basking in the glory of that card. We've still got 1 more March of the Machine and 3 of the Aftermath packs to go. Alrighty, back to only having 1 reveal, so we will stick to our normal pattern. Jungle Hollow is a land. Jungle Hollow enters the battlefield tapped. When Jungle Hollow enters the battlefield, you gain 1 life. You tap to either add 1 black or 1 green mana. Simple enough, straightforward. I like the artwork. Moving on. Skittering Surveyor is a 3-drop artifact creature construct. My first thought was homunculus, and I don't know why, but it's a construct. When Skittering Surveyor enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it into your hand, and then shuffle. It is a 1/2. Okay, now we have another battle. Invasion of New Capenna. It is a 2-drop battle, siege. When Invasion of New Capenna enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice an artifact or creature. When you do, exile target artifact or creature an opponent controls. And it has 4 defense counters. And it transforms into Holy Frazzle Cannon. It is artifact equipment. Whenever equipped creature attacks, put a 1/1 counter on that creature and each other creature you control that shares a creature type with it. Equip 1 cost. not too shabby. The battle cards, other sides are really nice, which I can see as a good incentive to get it to transform into said good cards. Alright, moving on, we have Valduk, Keeper of the Flames. It is a 3-drop legendary creature, human shaman, and the card art is crazy. At the beginning of combat on your turn, for each aura and equipment attached to Valduk, Keeper of the Flame, create a 3/1 red elemental creature token with trample and haste. Exile those tokens at the beginning of the next end step. And this is 3/2. We will obviously be taking a picture of this one. Okay. Shatter the Source is a 6-drop instant. Convoke. Unfamiliar with that. Your creature can help you cast this spell. Your creatures can help you. Each creature you tap while casting this spell pays for 1 colorless or 1 mana of that creature's color. Oh. So this makes any creature a potential mana dork for this specific card or any card that has Convoke. That's actually a really cool mechanic. That is actually a really, really cool mechanic. I like that. Its ability. Choose one. Either Shatter the Source deals 6 damage to target creature, planeswalker, or battle, or destroy target artifact. I know, I keep taking pictures. I'm sorry. But I'm getting a lot of nice cards today. And a lot of ones that I am heavily considering having in real life. So, we've got a common wild card. We've got Mutagen Connoisseur, which is a 3-drop creature, Veldican Mutant. Has flying and vigilance. Mutagen Connoisseur gets +1/+0 for each transformed permanent you control. As a 0/5. Not too shabby, and it does work well with the battle thing, because the battle thing cards transform. So if you have enough of those that happen, that'd be pretty cool. They have to be permanents, because there was one that was like an instant or a sorcery or whatever when it transforms. So that one wouldn't count, because it's not a permanent. Okay. Now for the reveal. Etali, Primal Conqueror, which is a 7-drop legendary creature, Elder Dinosaur. Has trample. When Etali, Primal Conqueror, enters the battlefield, each player exiles cards from the top of their library until they exile a non-land card. You may cast any number of the spells among the non-land cards exiled this way without paying their mana cost. Pay 9 of any color and 1 Phyrexian mana, this time green, instead of red like before. Transform Etali, activate only as a sorcery. It transforms into Etali Primal Sickness. It's still a legendary creature, still a Phyrexian Elder Dinosaur. Or, sorry, it's now a Phyrexian Elder Dinosaur. Still an elder dinosaur, but now it's Phyrexian. Has trample and indestructible. Whenever Atali Primal Sickness deals combat damage to a player, they get that many poison counters. Oh. Oh. Okay, I'm definitely... I take a picture of this one. I just keep getting good ones. This is a dangerous... Like, for those of you that don't get how dangerous this card is, like, other than, like, obviously when it's transformed, it's an 11/11. You don't understand. I mean, you probably... Some of you might do. But... That is... Oh... And the fact that it has trample makes it even worse. So, let's say you are able to transform Itali into the Primal Sickness. Okay. Let's say the opponent has like one creature. You swing with Itali, and because it's indestructible, the first instinct is that they don't want to block it, so they don't. And let's say this is like both players still have 20 health. Like, no one, everyone's been all gentleman-like up until this point. No attacks of any kind, just kind of building up each other's side. And they only have one creature just because they haven't been pulling the right mana or something. Or their mana start. You swing with that, they don't block, it's over. It's over. They could have 20 health, but it's over. Because that... like, that much damage is also converted to poison counters as well. And if you have more than 10 poison counters, which you have exactly one more than 10 poison counters, okay, it's 10 or more. So, yeah. That's 11 poison counters they have. Immediately, they lose. Just like that. That's crazy. That's crazy. March of the Machine is not playing around. It is not. It's just... Whew. If I do have the gumption to get, like, just buy some packs in this game, I'm going for March of the Machine if they're available. They might not be anymore. They might not be in the rotation anymore. But holy cow. That's like that. I might hunt down March of the Machine booster packs in real life because of this. There is a ridiculous amount of crazy cards. And I haven't even gotten to the Aftermath. I might be like, you know what, screw this. I'm gonna go for the Aftermath instead. But I don't know yet, because we're about to delve into it. Because we might have more of the same, we might have lesser, we might have better cards. I don't know. All I know is March of the Machine showed up and they showed out. Anyways, we're going to start off the Aftermath packs with Trailblazing Historian, which is a 2-drop creature, human shaman, with haste. You can tap another target creature gains haste until end of turn. And he's a 1/3. Gloomfang Mauler is a 7-drop creature nightmare. Yes, it is. With swamp cycling 2 mana cost. Backup 2, when this creature enters the battlefield, put 2/1/1 counters on target creature. If that's another creature, it also gains the abilities printed below this one until end of turn. Menace. And it's a 5/5. It's not bad. It's not bad. Not as OP as some of the stuff from the other packs that I opened today, but it's up there. Coppercoat Vanguard is a 2-drop creature human sorcerer. Each other human you control gets +1/+0 and has ward 1. And is a 2/2. The first reveal. Tranquil Frillback. It is a 3-drop creature dinosaur. When Tranquil Frillback enters the battlefield, you may pay green mana up to 3 times. When you pay this cost 1 or more times, choose up to that many of the following. Destroy target artifact or enchantment, exile target player's graveyard, and you gain 4 life. So in other words, if you pay 3 more, it's like unlockables. So when it enters the battlefield, you can pay up to 3 of the green mana. And with each additional mana that you're paying, you're unlocking each ability in succession, I would believe. Or you're choosing up to that many. So, okay. So if you pay 1 extra, you only can pick 1. So you could just be like right out of the gate, pay 1 extra, just get 4 life, and be done with it. Okay. I forgot about the choose part, but it would be pretty cool to have like that tier system. It's like, okay, you pay 1 extra, you can destroy a target artifact or enchantment. You pay 2 extra, you can do that and exile target player's graveyard. And if you pay 3, you can do both of those first 2 things and you gain 4 life. But it's a pick and choose. So like you're still unlocking more abilities with the more mana. It's a little more like if there's one that you really want, you don't have to pay all 3 to get the last one done. Yeah. Which, either way it would work pretty cool in game. They chose the choosing thing to do for this thing. But I think that at some point Wizards should make a card that does something similar, but like it's a specific order that you unlock these things. Yeah. To add some variability to the mechanic that they've got going on in this card. I don't know if they've ever repeated this mechanic, but it's an option. Anyways, it is a 3/3, and we will move on to the top row. Oculus Whelp. I'm looking at that creature, and I wouldn't call that thing a whelp of any kind, but that's just me, I guess. It is a 4-drop creature Phyrexian dragon. Has flying as long as you control a transformed permanent. Oculus Whelp has when Oculus Whelp dies, draw a card. And it's a 3/2. A lot of the things with the transformed cards. But there's also plenty of the cards that transform in this expansion. Or the previous expansion, but I don't know if they're considered the same expansion or it's like these are separate expansions, but they're like sister expansions. They go in hand in hand, but either way, it works. Moving on to Tidal Terror. It is a 6-drop creature octopus. Not any kind of special octopus, not a Phyrexian octopus, just an octopus. I feel like it looks like it's a very specific kind of octopus, if you ask me, but yeah. I digress. Whenever Tidal Terror attacks, you may tap 2 other untapped creatures you control. If you do, Tidal Terror can't be blocked this turn with Island Cycling 2. And it is a 5/6. Not too shabby, not too shabby. I will be taking a picture of this one because it is a decently useful card. I've never been much for the land cycling mechanic, but I do like the can't be blocked and the fact that it's a 5/6. That's nice. Moving on to Feast of the Victorious Dead. It is a 2-drop enchantment. At the beginning of your end step, if one or more creature died this turn, you gain that much life and distribute that many 1/1 counters among creatures you control. Oh, that's neat. That's actually really nice. Wow. It's like, yeah, you got dead creatures, but you know, it's not all bad. Okay. Here we are with the reveal. Umori the Collector. It has really nice art and border. Sorry. Like it look, yeah. It is a, I'm gonna say 4-drop because I think those are like this or that, so like black or green. Can never remember. But it is a legendary creature. Ooze. Companion. Each non-land card in your starting deck shares a card type. I don't. Okay, companion. If your starting deck meets the companion's restriction, you may choose it to be your companion. Once per game, you may pay 3 of any color mana. Anytime, you can cast a sorcery to put your chosen companion in your hand. Starting deck. Does that mean starting hand? I'm unclear. I don't get it. Anyways, as Umori the Collector enters the battlefield, choose a card type. Spells you cast of that chosen type cost 1 mana less to cast. And it is a 4/5. Alright. It's a neat card. I don't really get the companion thing at all. But it's a neat card. Moving on to the second pack of the Aftermath. We've got Attentive Sky Warden, which is a 3-drop creature Phyrexian core with flying. Whenever Attentive Sky Warden deals combat damage to a player or battle, transform up to 1 target incubator token you control. Well, we got the incubator thing from the other. I think it was the very first Phyrexian card that we read today. It's a 2/2. Inspired Charge, which is a 4-drop instant. Creatures you control get +2/+1 until end of turn. Simple. Not bad. Death Rattle Oni is a 7-drop creature demon spirit with flash. This spell costs 2 less to cast for each creature that died this turn. When Death Rattle Oni enters the battlefield, destroy all other creatures that were dealt damage this turn. Whoa. It is a 5/4. Zada, Hedron Grinder, is a 4-drop legendary creature Goblin Alley. Or Ally. Ally? I think it's Ally. It just seemed like it was gonna be one of those trick words that like it doesn't sound like it's spelled. I don't know. Once again, probably on one today. Just out of it. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets only Zada, Hedron Grinder, copy that spell for each other creature you control that the spell could target. Each copy targets a different one of those creatures, and it's a 3/3. That's a whole like wombo combo kind of deal. Just boom, 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 boom. Everything's getting affected like a domino effect. Anyways, moving to top row, we've got Overgrown Pest. Not gonna lie, that looks gross. Anyways, it is a 3-drop creature, Pest. When Overgrown Pest enters the battlefield, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a land or double-faced card from among them, and then put that card into your hand, put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. It is a 2/2. Furnace Host Charger is a 6-drop creature Phyrexian Giant with haste and mountain cycling 2. Has a 5/5. Coppercoat Vanguard. We've already seen that one today. So reveal the card. A rare wild card. And that's the first time I've gotten a wild card from a reveal. But okay. Last pack of the stream. And we're almost to an hour. So that actually made good time. Alright. Skittering Surveyor, we've already seen today. Portent Tracker is a 2-drop creature Satyr Scout. Tap, untap target land. Tap, choose target battle. If an opponent protects it, remove a defense counter from it. Otherwise, put a defense counter on it. Activate only as a sorcery. I believe that's like the Phyrexian symbol or whatever in the background. That or like... That's what... I don't know. Then Feast of the Victorious Dead, we've already read today. An uncommon wild card. Red Cap Heel Slasher is a 4-drop creature Goblin Rogue. Has backup 1 and first strike. I think I read the thing for backup, but just in case I didn't. When this creature enters the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on a target creature. If that's another creature, it also gains the ability printed below. Oh, yep. Alright. Tenured Oilcaster is a 4-drop creature Phyrexian Wizard with Menace. Tenured Oilcaster gets +3/+0 as long as an opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard. Whenever a Tenured Oilcaster attacks or blocks, each player mills a card. And is a 2/4. I said that one's a 2/3, right? Either way. Flynn the Fangbearer. Really neat art border on this one. It is a 2-drop legendary creature human warrior with Death Touch. Whenever a creature you control with Death Touch deals combat damage to a player, that player gets 2 poison counters. Another good poison counter card. It's a 1/3. Alright. Last card. Reveal. Danatha. New Benalia's Light. Is a 3-drop legendary creature human knight. With Vigilance, Trample, and Lifelink. Once during each of your turns, you may cast an aura or equipment spell from your graveyard. And it's a 2/2. Honestly, a pretty useful card. And I really like the sword. It has like that stained glass look throughout it, as well as the stained glass bind. So, not bad, not bad. So that is going to do it for this one. Next time we will be looking at the Eldraine packs and the wilds of Eldraine. So the game plan currently is these two in the next pack opening stream, then these two in the one after that, and then we might do a shorter one for the Khans of Tarkir. That way we can have a dedicated Murders at Karlov Manor duo. So, not sure what this symbol means still. So if anyone in the comments would like to tell me, that would be appreciated. But, yeah. So as always, if you enjoyed this, please leave a like, and if you're new and haven't done so already, subscribe and consider joining the channel membership for $1. There are important links in the description down below. You should check them out. And with all that said, I will see you guys in the next one.